Hey gang, Mike here with Mike Glatzer Photography, and today for Dubsado stuff, we're going to be talking about custom fields. Okay, so what is a custom field? Well, it's basically what it sounds like. It's a field, input field for your client, for the project that you can kind of do whatever you want with. Now, normally you would think, okay, well, I'm just going to create a free response box and just let my client go hog wild and put in their information. Or you have a notes section in the project or even in your contact card of your client in your Dubsado system where you can input custom information. Yes, absolutely. Custom fields are different though in that they are actually fields that you can map information to. So kind of like when you're creating a lead capture form and you're saying, okay, client, enter your first name, and you can map it to a client first name field so it builds and auto-populates the contact card. Okay, custom fields work in the same way. You can map that information to specific things. Okay, and you can create what you want it to be. So it's really, really helpful for quick access to information or customizing your business to give you, other things to work with. All right. Let's see. I have my notes here. What am I supposed to talk about next? Oh, right. The two formats of a custom map field. Derp. Okay, so there's two kinds of custom map fields. Yeah, two kinds of custom map fields. There are short answer or dates. Hopefully Dubsado will eventually expand these capabilities, but for right now, they are only dates and short answers, right? Now, there's also two groupings that you can put these in. You can either make them project-based or you can make them client-based, okay? Those of you familiar with Dubsado know that if something is client-based, it carries with that client's information card regardless of the project. If it's project-based, it's specific to that one individual job. Okay, so temporary information. So when you have a repeat client, it's only relevant to that one instance of a project. Cool? Awesome. Nice and simple. So where can you find this stuff? I'm actually going to hop into Dubsado now and show you where you can find all this information. So here we go. Okie dokie. All right, so first things first. Where can you find this information? All right, we're going to show you a couple different places. When it's a project-related thing, go to your projects item, and let's grab, I don't know, past client. Yeah, we'll do this one. Okay, click on that, and from any of these tabs, it really doesn't matter. It's all on the left here. And we'll scroll on down, and you'll see custom mapped fields. Sweet. Here I've got a shoot-proof access code, shoot-proof gallery link. These are the custom fields I've created. So I'll hit edit here. And you can see these are all of the possible custom mapped fields I can have for my clients. Obviously there's a whole mess here because I'm extra, but it's all stuff that you can use. And you can see some of these are dates, right? And some of these are just random fields. So really handy. And I'll explain the different types of suggestions that I would recommend for custom map fields at a later moment in this video. But here's where you would find it for the project-specific information, okay? Now, say you want to look at it for your client specifically. We'll go to Utilities, Address Book, and you can click on any contact card, so I'll do the first one here. And then we'll see right here it says Custom Map Fields. I don't have anything in here currently, but if you want to add it, just go Edit, scroll on down, and here we go again, custom map fields. And here's this whole mess of stuff that I can enter in that's specific to the client. Now, I know I went kind of quickly before, but you should notice that this information is very different from the other information that was in the project file. That is because I have certain information that I want mapped just to my client versus the actual project itself, like I mentioned before. So again, very handy, very useful. Okay? Now, where can you put these? Where can you put custom map fields? It's nice to be able to say, yeah, I can enter this information on my own in the project file or the client note card, I guess, the address book there. But you can also put it into all your forms. So you can have your clients fill in this information for you. So as an example, I've got a test lead capture form here. Okay, and I actually have a couple of these built in. So for instance, I have referral tracking turned on, okay, or lead tracking turned on, which if you haven't seen my video on this and you're curious about how to set that up, I can link it somewhere. I don't know, it'll be somewhere on the screen. You'll see it. And I'll also provide a link in the description so you can learn how to create project tracking. But one of the things, I clicked out of that too early, so I have an other section as you found me from a means that was not referral, Facebook, Instagram, or any of those options. But I still want to know how people found me. So I created a custom map field, put it here, and then I can say, okay, map it to referral other source. Okay, pretty straightforward. And all of this is going to short answer, drag and drop, edit the question you want, go to maps to, and you can see where these all pop up. So these are mapped fields, kind of like how the existing Dubsado system has project name, client address, all that kind of stuff. Your list of custom mapped fields show up in that same list. So they're broken down by project and by client. Kind of crazy. So let's say from this lead capture form, I want to know, oh gosh, Okay, so one of the things I do is look up the accounting information. So I'll say I'm going to want their accounting point of contact name. Put that in there. Who do I send a bill to? Right? The accounting point of contact. Okay? And that will end up in the project file because it's a project field specifically, and I'll go there. I could also do dates, right? So instead of a standard, project date, I can say when's your engagement session date, when's your wedding date. Unfortunately, I have to duplicate the wedding date because even though it's in the project file, it doesn't always carry over to the client, and I want to remember, hey, someone's got a wedding or had their wedding date, I shot it, I want to remember it so I can send them, a happy anniversary gift. So that is one downside. You do have to duplicate things if you want it to exist in both places. But yeah, so I could say, hey, what's your wedding date, right? Ta-da, and then it would just go right there. So you've got all those crazy options, right? So let me get rid of those. All right. So that's where you can put them. And again, this applies to all of your forms. You can make them lead capture, proposal, questionnaires, contracts, sub-agreements. You can put them in any of these, okay? It doesn't matter. So it's really handy. What I typically do is when I have my lead capture and I'm pulling in this information of, first name, last name, all that kind of stuff, I'm actually in my contracts, I'll show you, using that same custom map field and plugging it in here, right? Same with the address stuff. My clients will put it in here and it'll automatically go into their client card. Okay. Another area where I do this is, if I remember correctly, I should have thought about this more. I'm just having random ideas off the top of my head. So for commercial stuff, or at least for my commercial clients, sometimes who I'm talking to, who I'm contracting with is not the person who I'm sending the invoice to. So in those instances, especially for the contract, I want to know who those individuals are or what that entity is, including the contact information and the address. So I actually have custom map fields that are dedicated just to accounting, right? So something else that's handy. And again, this will pop up in my project file so I can quickly reference, okay, here's the accounting information, here's what I need to know. So it just allows you to quickly reference that stuff. All right, so those are different things for custom fields. Some of my recommendations for, different ideas for custom map fields that you could use. So let's say you are a wedding photographer, right? You can get the engagement session date, you can get the wedding date, and for me, especially when I'm doing contracts for my wedding clients, there's two people involved and they don't always live together at the time of sending the contract over. So I want to get the second person's mailing address. And with Dubsado, you currently only have one mailing address. It's just the primary contact. So I created custom fields for my alternate contact. Okay, so I'm gathering that information as well. Let's see, for just random client information, if they've got kids, right? You're doing a family portrait session, or you're working with a client just in general, any of your service-based industries, and they have kids, and you want to remember that later, create custom map fields for their kids. It goes in the client file. So now you can remember, and when you reach out to them in a year, 2 years, 3 years, saying, hey, how's everything going? How's the family? How's little Johnny? How's little, Betsy? Whatever, that information is already handy, and you don't have to go crap over their names again. So it helps you with your client interface later on too. Let's see. Oh, here's one that I do a lot for my clients as a photographer, and also for my Dubsado setup services. So with my Dubsado stuff, I create or I record YouTube videos of all the work I do for my clients. And so I then send them those videos after I finish it. Of course, it decided to freeze right there. No! Yay, technology. So what I'll do is I have, those playlists, right? Those YouTube links. So what I'll do is I will create a custom map field that's what's your Dubsado YouTube video link. I'll enter that information. So when I'm sending them a new email saying, hey, I just completed this stretch of work. Here's your video link so you can view the work. It's right there. It's handy. It's easy to copy and paste. And I also do this for my photography clients. Anyone who I'm delivering an online gallery to, I'll put in the access code so they can download their images. And of course, here's the link to the gallery itself, right? So this way, instead of me opening up the gallery system, grabbing the link, bringing it over into Dubsado, I only have to do that once when I first create the link. And now, anytime I create an email where I'm saying, hey, check out your gallery. Hey, here's the information for you to download it. I can just go here, copy paste it, and then put it into the email instead of going back and forth back to the gallery website and all that kind of stuff. So little things to just help you out. The other nice thing is, unfortunately, I can't do this with links, but you can, it's a custom map field, which means it's a custom variable. So if I wanted to, let's see, we'll do one of these. This is gallery. Let's see, I think it's this one. Okay, doesn't matter what it says here. But what you can do is, when you go to Smart Field, you can say Project. Your custom map fields also show up here. So I can go down and say, hey, here's your access code, and it automatically populates right there. Really handy. So they also work as variables for forms and whatnot that you put in. So again, super handy. And actually, we're going to experiment together. I want to see how this looks if I link directly to that link. Yeah, so it pops right up. Unfortunately, you will then have to Command-C, link or button, and do it that way. But it's handy that it's right there. So again, little shortcuts to make your life easier. So I'll cancel that. Okay, so you can do that there. If you are service-based, right? If you're working with different brands or companies, in the client cards, you have, business information, website information, all that kind of stuff. But for some individuals, it's their personal stuff, and then they have a business Instagram, a business Facebook. So I create custom fields where I can see that information separately from the other stuff. Or if you're working with clients who have multiple brands, multiple Instagrams, multiple things, you can now keep track of all of that separately and list it out. Okay, so able to duplicate information. Well, have duplicate information that's actually not duplicative, right? So you can do that kind of fun stuff. Let's see what else. Oh, multiple job locations. This one drives me bonkers. So as a wedding photographer, there are so many times where I have the ceremony location, the prep location, and the reception location. I want to keep track of all of that. So what I do is I created custom map fields that are based on second location information. Simple as that. So now if I plug all that in, yes, I've got the project location, but I also have that other location right here as well. So when I'm planning, I know, okay, this job isn't just in this one location, it's in multiple locations. And this is helpful for more than just wedding photography too. If you're an event planner, you're a florist, DJ, musicians, if you're doing branding type stuff and you have a client who's got multiple franchise locations, these are ways that you can do that to help keep track of things, right? So all fun stuff. And oh, finally, the last one, nope, I talked about that already, whoops, was referral tracking. I swear I have notes that I'm reading off of, I'm just a little wired today, sorry. Okay, so now that we talked about different ways you can use them, different ideas for them, let's actually talk about how to create them. So all you got to do is go to the little gear up here for top settings. We'll go down to custom mapped fields. And you've got client and project. Okay, this is where you got to pay attention because depending on where you create this, depends on where it's available and where it shows up. So most of my stuff is project based. So whichever one you pick, go there. Then you hit create. It's going to pop up down here. You give it a title. You select the type, whether it be a short answer or a date. And then you hit save. It's that simple. And now to show you that it is really that simple, we'll go to forms, we'll go to my test. We'll drop in a short answer. Maps to example custom field right there. Boom, nice and easy. Cool beans? That's how that works. So that is custom mapped fields in Dubsado. All right. I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry that I was rambling pretty quickly for this video, but hopefully you got some ideas as to how you can use custom map fields to help your business, to make your life a little bit easier, to give you some more information so that you can better interact with your clients and provide a better user experience for them, as well as yourself, so that you're not constantly going back and forth to find information. It's just right there, quick and easy to find. Okay? Again, I'm Mike with Mike Glatzer Photography. If you are interested in more Dubsado help videos, please subscribe to this channel. It's most of what I post, occasionally some photography too, but it's mostly Dubsado videos. And I'm happy to help out. I do provide Dubsado setup services, which if you check out in the description below, there's information to get that link and look at the services I offer. Yeah, I'm this bonkers even when I'm working with you, so just be ready for that. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up before I sound like an even bigger dork. Okay, again, I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions at all about the information I presented, please put them in the comments below. I'm happy to help out. You can also send me an email, find me on Instagram, whatever. Happy to give you a hand and get you squared away. Okay, once again, thank you for your time. I hope this video was helpful. Cheers.